Jungkook's POV. I'm working more like facing a battle at my office, occasionally losing myself in my thoughts and cursing myself back to the reality. I cursed myself loudly after making a mistake in my file. My life! Whoa, relax, bro. Who left your mode on? Said dramatically while entering the office room. I simply ignored him and stroked my temples while closing my eyes. Jimin took his seat in front of me. I heard you told your dad that Ryan is your wife in front of your relatives. Nodded. Dad wanted me to marry his friend's daughter. That's why. So you used Ryan's name. They were asking what a bride was doing in my mansion. I just confirmed their assumptions. Chuckled while thinking about the look on their faces when he said that Ryan is his wife. Why my dearest friends have no daughter? Why no one offers me to marry their friend's daughter? Am I not worth it? Paused while looking into the space and sadly spoke. I'll ask Dad to let you marry his friend's daughter. Nodded reassuringly. Extended his extra small pinky finger. Promise? Jungkook's secretary Mark entered the room after knocking, making Jimin to draw his pinky back. Rose. Sir, Mr. Jun has invited you and your wife to dinner tomorrow. Can it get any worse? Banged his fist on the table and frustratingly spoke. Yes. Inform your Mr. June that I have a business to run. I'm not as free as he is to party all day. Fiercely spoke while glaring at frightened Mark, who had his eyes already glued on the floor. If you won't go to him, then he'll come to you. Why is he behaving like an obsessed psycho ex? Rubbed the nape of his neck while looking to the side to think of a solution. After a few moments of tense silence, JK dismissed Mark. You lied to him only to mess with him. Now the only solution is to tell him the truth. Shrugged his shoulders. And marry his friend's daughter after throwing Vine out of the house? Questioned Jimin in a sarcastic tone. Jimin kept quiet after getting the clear idea of his friend's feeling. Sighs. Should I ask Vine to act like my wife in front of Dad? Someone informed your aunt that you had brought a bride in your home, and you believe that they won't find out about your fake wife? Raised his brow while stating the possibilities. Jungkook drew a long breath in and asked, while growing enraged with each passing second. Then, should I do? Mary smirks mischievously. Meanwhile, on the other side, Vine's POV. Scrolling through Insta, I tried to time. I'm waiting for him to return. It's an everyday thing for me. I'm not sure why I wait for him. It's just that he's too nice to me. He even bought me a new mobile phone and go out of his way to make time for me to take me out, despite his busy schedule. But sometimes I wonder why he does this. Why he fought with his friend for me. Why does he take such good care of me? I'm just a stranger to him. And sometimes I worry that I'm taking advantage of his good nature. He's not my husband or boyfriend who can pay for my expenses. I'm not even earning for myself. I shouldn't do that. Yes, I'll talk to him. I should do something for myself too. I'll start earning and move out from here. I should stand on my own feet. How long will he bear me in his house? In the evening, an exhausted Jungkook entered the living room with heavy steps, but his all tiredness flew away in the blink of an eye when his gaze landed on her. Jungkook's POV. curled up in a ball on the big sofa, sleeping blissfully like a baby, unconcerned about the world, unconcerned about the tempest of chaos in my heart that she has caused, unconcerned about the cruelty of the approaching future. I unknowingly approached her like a hypnotized person and knelt down in front of her. The strands of her silky hair teased her and made me jealous. Only I had the right to tease her. I gently slipped the knotty strands of her hair behind her ears. Always be carefree. I'll deal with everything. I promise, kiddo. Softly whispered while admiring her. But I know damn well that she's not gonna like what I'm about to do. I selfishly kissed her soft cheeks to relax myself, which bothered her slightly. I withdrew my hand and she slowly opened her majestic eyes, making me believe that there is a heaven on earth. Oh, became shocked after looking at him sitting on the floor in front of her and hurriedly sat up straight. You are back? Continued looking at her with a desperate but loving gaze, as if that was the last time he would look at her. Are you alright? Grew nervous due to his intense gaze. Sighs. I want to talk to you about something. I'll be waiting in my room. Saying this, he stood up and headed to his room, leaving the confused and nervous female behind. I'll talk to him about my job as well. In his room. She entered the room and stood in front of me, nervously gazing down, fiddling with her fingers, chewing her bottom lip, and occasionally gulping. You are making it difficult for me, love. I gestured her to sit in front of me and she obeyed. Wine? Raised her gaze from the floor to look at him. His heartbeat quickened when she stared at him with her innocent eyes, and he forgot about talking and simply continued to stare at her. You wanted to say something? Kept biting her lower lip. Snaps back to the reality. Oh, yes. But you seem nervous. Did anything happen? Using his thumb, he released her lip from her. Stopped biting her lip and moved back to avoid his touch, making him feel even more awful. Yes, I wanted to ask you something. Just order and it will be yours. No, shook her head. I want to do something for myself. I want to earn for myself and move out. What? Become astonished as this was unexpected. Am I not giving you enough? If you want more, then just order me, and I'll make sure to bring it to your feet. Why would you do that? And I do not want to be a burden to you anymore. You are not a burden to me. His voice went deep and the tone went up, indicating that he is getting furious now. So what are we? You are not my husband nor my boyfriend who will cover my expenses. We are just strangers, Jungkook, and it's unethical for me to use you for money. And if you are doing it just because you pity me, then don't. I hate it. Stared at him with a piercing gaze. I listened to her tantrums quietly while clenching my jaws to control myself. I don't want to scare her from the real me. I gently held her hand and tried to make her understand in a nice way. I'm doing all this because you are at this stage because of me. I'm just trying to repent. I lied. As I'm doing this only because she is something precious to me. You don't need to repent because I forgave you, even though that was not your fault. Now all I want is to do something for myself. I'm tired of feeling useless. You are being ridiculous. Why do you care so much about money when I am wealthy enough to handle all this? Arrogantly spoke. Frowned fiercely. Don't act like a sugar. That's disgusting. You really want to do something? An idea struck his mind. Yes, nodded stubbornly. Okay then, marry me and I'll pay you as much as you want. She stood up furiously, causing me to get up as well. She pushed me by my chest with her delicate soft hands, but I did not move an inch. What the hell does this supposed to mean, June? Her eyes flared in fury. What do you think I am? I did not mean it that way. Be my contract wife for some month, and I'll pay you for that. Tried his best to talk nicely. I'm not into doing dirty stuff like you. I knew it. You weren't helping me without any reason. Of course you had your nasty motives. And dumb me thought you were different from Minho. But you proved me wrong. You were just waiting for your opportunity. Find another girl to use, June. She unleashed all of her rage on me, and I swear to God I have never seen anything this much smoke hot. She's just a perfect balance of heaven and hell. Just my type. She fiercely turned around and was about to walk out when I stopped her. So you won't pay me back. Sorry, love, this is the only way to keep you close to me. She slowly turned back to glare at me. Weren't you the one who was happily showering me with money a moment ago? Mocked him. I changed my mind. Smirked and stepped toward her. Now, I want you to pay me back. I will, maintained a glaring contrast with him. I want it now. Grabbed her waist and pulled her closer, causing her to gasp loudly and crashed against his hard-built chest. What? Gulps as she was unable to handle the close proximity with him. Why are you trembling? Smirks while playing with her hair, enjoying her situation. Leave. Struggled in his arms, but he did not let her go. Make me, I dare you. Spoke in a dark tone while staring into her soul obsessively. So this is your true nature. Cast him a disappointed look. Scared? Raises his brow provocatively. Disgusted. Gave him a disgusted glare. Chuckled, feeling amused by her. Cute. You were so good, whispered sadly as her eyes became moist. And you took me lightly. Gave her a tight smile while hiding his sadness. What do you really want? Still in his embrace. You. You to become my contracted wife for some time. And I'll let you go after that. Whispered the last sentence with a heavy heart. She shoved him by his chest, creating some distance between them, but he forcibly pulled her back and caged her in his embrace. His face was so close to her that if she moved, they would end up. She stayed frozen on her place while avoiding eye contact with him, as his minty breath fanned her nose. Let it be. That's how I can get rid of you. Bring the documents. Rudely spoke with a gloomy heart. Jungkook loosened his grip on her as he took the documents from the table and extended them towards her. Her hands trembled as she placed the papers on the rack for signing. She signed them quietly and stood up straight. Tears left her eyes and she wiped them instantly with the back of her shivering hands. Don't cry. Your tears burns my soul. Then I'll make sure to turn you into ashes. Glares at him before storming out of his room. Jungkook stared at her fading figure and whispered, I'm sorry.